Okay, today I want to teach you how you can create kinetic typography like this. If we play that, something like this, your positive action combined with positive thinking result in success. This is really good of typography, and you can use this kinetic typography in your project. Okay, first you should create a new composition, and after that add your text. For example, here I have a text layer, your positive action combined with positive thinking result in success. Okay, first create a new camera, right click here, or from layer menu in go to new, and after that here go to this camera and select this camera and add a new camera layer. Very good. Then select all your text layer. You can hold shift and then select all text layer, and after that click on toggle switch and here change them to 3D layer, and click on your camera and drag it to top of this layer. It's really good. And now if we come back to our project, and if I turn on another camera, you can see this is the animation without camera moving. We should first creating something like this. Okay, come back to camera 2 and then turn off show combine to success. Turn off show them. Very good. And now start with your. Okay, I want show this your text from here. Change size of that and increase that. And next for positive, drag it and increase the size of that. For example, here is good. And next for action, for this layer, again change this size. Something like this. Now when we back to our project here and show this. Okay, now you can see it's a start from here to here. This is about animation of scale. For scaling is it's very simple. Just first select your layer and press S, and here you can see a scale. And then if you want change a scale from center, here is good for this anchor point. But if you want change this anchor point, you can select this pan behind and then drag this. For example, if you drag this axis to here, and now when we change this scale, it change a scale from this corner. Or you can change and drag this to another position. For example, if we drag it to here, and now when we change this size, you can see change size from here. Okay, I'm gonna change it to 100, And then, for example, I want change scale from here, bottom, center. This bottom is good. Okay, now when we drag this, you can see start this scale from here. Okay, change this to 0 and add a keyframe. Drag this indicator, for example, maybe half second is good, and drag this to 100. Okay, now when we play that, we have something like this. If you want, you can drag this keyframe for faster this animation, or a little here. Yes, it's good. More faster. Yes, it's much better. Okay, and next for positive. After show this, change this indicator, and now select this selection tool and select this positive layer. And this for this positive, I want change rotation of this positive. And if you want change this rotation, first click and select this positive layer, and after that press R to see all rotation options here. And now select on this pan behind and drag this axis to here and drag this to center of left align of this text. And now we should change this Y rotation. Add a keyframe and drag this, for example, to here. That's good. And now drag your indicator and change this to 0. Now when we play that, you can see something like this. But we want hide this layer. When we want show this first text layer, we want hide this layer. For do that, just change and trim this second layer, and when we arrive to this layer, and then it will show. Now again when we play that, very good. Okay, next for action. For action, I want change scale from top. Okay, for do that, again select this action, press S, and then here click on pan behind, drag this axis to top, because I want to start from top for change scale. And here, if you turn on this constraint properties here, and when we drag this, you can see it change X, Y, and Z for this axis. But here, I want just change the size from Y. And for do that, first you should turn off this constraint, and then here when we change that, you can see we can change the size from Y axis. Okay, change this to 0, and from after positive show, from here trim this layer from to here. Now add a keyframe here to, for example, here. And now change this to 100. That's really good. Now when we play that, your positive action. That's good. And for camera, this is a start from here. First, go to camera, transform, and here you should add a keyframe for point of interest and position, and from here to here. Drag this and hold right click and a little zoom. And you can change the size of that, something like this. Okay, I want to start from this keyframe. First, delete these two keyframes, drag this two keyframe from here, and it's start from here to here. We can change this to here. Now when we play that, okay, it's start from here to here. And when we arrive to here, I want here add a keyframe for two point of interest and position. And then in the next keyframe, a little zoom out. Now when we play that, you can see we have something like this. And then after that, from here to here. Drag this to here. Maybe if I delete this two keyframe is better. And don't forget, here first copy this two keyframe from here to here, because I don't want to change this camera from here to here. And now we can see what's happening. It's really good. And then after that, after this second text is shown, then from here to here, drag this and zoom out a little. Now when we play that, you're positive. But here we should a little stay on this position, and I want then start from here. For do that again, copy these two previous keyframe, Control C and then Control V. Now when we play that, you can see something like this. And then from here to here, you can adjust and zoom in a little. And then for Next. Now when we play that, and because I changed the size and a little zoom in, again delete these two keyframe, copy again, Control C and paste it here. Now when we play that, it's really good. And if you want slower this animation, just you can drag these keyframes, drag this to right and decrease the speed of your animation. Okay. And now if you turn on enable motion blur, and then for these three layer, if you turn on this motion blur here too, now when we play that, you can see it's much better now. Okay. And after this three layer, our camera is rotating and combine is show something like this. For creating this rotation, it's really simple. Just first turn on show this combine, and then select this layer and then press R, and now change this Z rotation, change this axis to this degree to 90, and again click on this select and drag this to here. And if you want, you can here again right click here and in new create another camera for just helping you here. You can change the name of that, help camera. Okay. And with this camera, you can just adjust your text. For example, adjust this combine. If you want, you can increase or decrease the size. For example, here is good. And now click on this rectangle tool and make sure you should don't have select any layer here. Okay, now create a shape layer here, and now change this to 3D and click on this selection tool and drag this to here. That's really good. Now drag this shape layer, drag this to top of your text that you want mask your text. For now, if you click on this text that under this shape layer, and then click on toggle switch, and from here click on alpha mate, And now when we select our text and when we change the position of that, now you can see our text is masking and we have something like this. Okay, now drag this to here, and after action show, for example from here, click on this combine and add a keyframe for position here to here. Drag this to here. That's really good. Okay, this animation is done. Now turn off show this help camera. Now our camera is should rotating, and from here open this. First add a keyframe here, and from here maybe a little. Okay, from here it should change the position. And again come back to previous keyframes, and now add a keyframe to Z rotation from here to here. Change this to 90, and again change this position to here, and you can a little more zoom in. Okay, for now when we play that, and here you can see our line is visible. We should trim this to here and show that from here. Again when we play that, it's really good. Okay, now when we see main project, okay, under that we have width, and it's start scale, start rotate from bottom. Okay, for next turn on this width, and again click on this width and press R. Change this Z rotation to 90, and now click selective, drag this to here. We can change the size. That's good. And starting from here, trim this to here. Very good. And now I want change rotate from here. We should change this to -90, or maybe you can decrease that from here. Add a keyframe and drag this indicator and change this number to 0. Okay, and from here for this camera, add a keyframe for this point of interest. Now when we change this to here, drag this, and a little come back. Now when we play that, that's really good. Again, when we start from first, oh, it's very fast, but it's okay. You can just add some space between these keyframes to see slower than. Very good. After this width, if we come back here, again our camera is changing and positive it show. Showing positive is with yes, okay, it's with a scale from here. Let's start from here. Okay, for this change this indicator to here. We need this positive, trim this to here. We want to show that from here. Turn on show that, and click on this positive and press R. Change this Z rotation to 90. Drag this to here. And I think yes, we should change this to 180. Drag it here. Adjust it. Okay. And I want to start and change the scale from here. Again, click on the pan behind, drag this anchor point to here, and drag this to here. And click on this positive and press S. Make sure turn off this square here, turn off that, and then add a keyframe from scale. And because I want change this from X, change the number of that to 0. Drag this indicator and then change this to 100. Now when we play that, let's start from here. Okay, now from here again, add a keyframe for this point of interest and this Z axis. From here to here, change this to 180. Click on this camera tool, change this to here. Now when we play that, It's really cool. Again, if we start from first, and for next, our next layer is thinking. If we turn on show this layer and turn on this help camera, here you can see our text. Okay, drag this to here, change this to here, and like this position, click on this, and we should change this rotation. Press R and change this Z rotation to 180. And now if we turn off this help camera, drag this to here, okay, I want start from here and trim this layer and start from here. And in the main project, our camera is moving, and change rotation again, and then thinking, it's showing. For do that, first after this, from here, for example, in the camera, open it, and in a Y rotation add a keyframe from here to here. Drag this, and click on this camera tool, change this to here, and again drag and increase this size, again change this to here. That's really good. Just don't forget, we should copy these two keyframe for point of interest and position and paste it here, because here I want this stay here, and then change this to here. Okay, and from here, this thinking layer, here, first change this Y rotation to 90, click this select tool and change this scale to here. Now camera is changing, it will show here. Okay, now again drag this to here, and if you want you can increase or here decrease the size. Maybe here is good. And now I want animate this thinking. Again, click this pan behind, drag this X to here, and from here add a keyframe on the X rotation, change this to, for example, 100, drag your indicator, change this to 0. Okay, now when we play this, it's really good. But here in the positive we should have more space, and for do that click on selective tool, drag this text to right, for example a little, and change this indicator to here. Now it's showing something like this. Now when we play that from first, the positive we should stay more time. Select this keyframe and drag this to right, and from here again start it. Okay, that's good. And again, when we come back to the main, you're thinking and result. Okay, again come back here, find result, turn on, and in the rotation Y and Z, change this to 180, and this 180. And now turn on show this help camera and finding this result. Okay, here is. Okay, now we should change position. Again, click on the camera tool, drag. And adjust it. Okay, now again come back to that camera, turn off show this. Okay, here you can see the result. Drag this to here, change to up, and here in Y rotation you can see we can change direction from Y. Okay, this layer will start from here. First trim this layer, and then add a keyframe from here. I want rotate this layer from here to here, maybe 3 times is good. Okay, and for camera, if you come here to camera and click on camera tool, okay, from here add a keyframe to here, a little zoom in, Okay, here is the result, and when we play that here, you can see okay. And after that, for example, from here, add a keyframe, and it should first in Y rotation, add a keyframe here, from here to here. Change this to 0. Okay, and for example, from here we can show in this text, turn on show, click on this, increase the size, change this to here, and then in the transform you can change Z rotation to 180, change this to here, and okay, it's showing from here. In, and after that, for end text is success. From here again, you should trim your layer to here. Start from here, turn on, drag this here, and again here in Z rotation, change it to 180, and then here click on the camera tool, and we can add a keyframe for point of interest and position, drag indicator, now zoom in, okay. And for animating this, if you want to animate something like this, it's really easy. Just here click on this, and in the position add a keyframe from the first of your layer, and for example from here to here, drag this to here, next 5 frame, drag this to here, after 5 frame, drag this here, Again, change position. And finally here and in the center. Okay, now here when we play that, we will have the animation like this. That's really good. And if you want more smoothing your typography, kinetic typography, just here press U to show us all keyframes. Here you can see all keyframes, and when you press Control and here select all these options that we add a keyframe for them, and now right click on one of them and in the keyframe assistant change this to easy ease. Now when we play that, we will have a really great kinetic typography like this. I hope you like this tutorial. Thank you for watching this video, and goodbye.